Okay, awesome. Just a reminder, this is being recorded. So if you wanted to look back at it, you can view the recording on this event page, or if you are not going to look at this page after this event, you can look on my Twitter at WooleyWool and you will see a link once I can get it uploaded to YouTube. Good, good. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my event. It's been a very long time because I have been super busy with Roblox Accelerator and life stuff. So I've been taking care of all that, and I'm happy to talk about the Roblox Accelerator experience. So let's begin. Let me introduce myself first. I am WooleyWool. I am an event organizer. I'm part of the community events feedback program, or not community events, the community feedback program. I am now a Roblox Accelerator alumni. I participated in the summer 2022 Roblox Accelerator program with a team of 5, including myself. If you're interested, you can follow me on Twitter. You will see some developer tweets, event tweets, life tweets. It's an all one package. So go for it. And it's free. So if you're interested, go for it. Just like a little reminder, if you are interested in putting any questions, you may do so by going to the little QA area. You should have access to putting your questions there. Please remember though, this is the questions need to be regarding the accelerator program. Avoid asking questions that may breach an NDA because I'm not able to answer any of those kind of questions. So if I don't answer your question, it's because it's something with NDA and I can't, or it was just already answered. Cool, cool. All right, let's begin. So a lot of you are probably wondering, what is the Roblox Accelerator program? You might have heard of it, probably just know it's an internship. You get a cute little domino crown and an icon. That's what some people know. But what the Accelerator program is, it's a paid internship that brings development groups together and assigns full responsibility for making a final delivery. Accelerators receive educational talks on game design, production, and more. Teams can provide direct feedback to the engineering, product, and dev revelation teams on how to improve the developer experience on the platform. Essentially, what we will be doing, what we did as an accelerator was we had to work for 12 weeks to create a game. What you have to do is you have to pitch this idea to Roblox. If they like it, you make it. You are paid. It's not paid in Robux. I got that a lot. I don't know why, but you get paid in real monies. So that's what the accelerator program is all about. Essentially, what's going to happen is you're going to be going from a base split to a game. To our right, that's what our team's game made, which was Dawnwood. Uh, so yeah. All right. So I'm going to be talking about during this event about like the application process as well as the interview process, and if you get in, hopefully what it's like to be an accelerator and what you get to do each day. Remember, I will not be talking about anything NDA related because no. So, all right, cool. If you have any questions, I will take a look at them once we get to that certain point. Thank you. I will let Ashcraft know about that. That's one of our team members. All right, let's begin. So the application process. If you want to become an accelerator, what you have to do is you have to fill out an application. The application is going to identify who you are, your team, as well as what your game idea is going to be. Roblox is looking for games that are unique and viable. What I mean by that is they don't want games that are clones. They don't like that. It's not good. Don't go for a clone game. They also want to look for a game that you can create in 3 months. And you are expected to release this game eventually within the program or outside of the program. They want teams that are passionate and will stick together. They do not like it when teams just create their own little team just for Accelerator, and then after Accelerator, they're gone. Who are those people? That kind of vibe. They don't enjoy that. You need to create a team that is gonna stick together, passionate, and you're gonna create this game within 12 weeks. And you are all on your own about how you want to create that game. That's why you have your own team. You're going to plan out. You're going to have a project manager who's going to help everyone out and decide what they're going to be doing to create this game. If there are any issues as a team, you need to work together to solve those issues. And the event manager, not the event managers, the program managers are going to monitor everyone's progress, and give feedback as needed. So, yeah. So, as I brought up, the application process, it's very important. You need to bring up about what your team is about, like who's on your team, you do, what does each team member do, and the most important part of this is your pitch. Your pitch is something where you're going to identify what your game is about, but it has to be short and simple. You don't want to make it very detailed. You need to give away what this game is all about, but in a really short sentence or two. So, as an example, I can tell you what our pitch was, just so you can get a good idea. Our pitch was, welcome to Dawnwood. You recently got a job as a mayor in a city that is mostly abandoned and full of monsters. Your goal is to get rid of the monsters, open up shops, and decorate this village to bring back the life it once had. You will collect money as you complete goals and discover the mysteries of Dawnwood. See, it's not too detailed, but it gives you a good idea of what the game is going to be about. And Roblox is looking for something, as I brought up earlier, unique and something that is viable, and it can be created within a 3-month period. If it can't be created in a 3-month period, it'll put you at a disadvantage. However, if you can prove to them that you're going to be working on this game past the accelerator program and show that you're going to essentially release this game in the future, they like that. They adore that. All right. The next part of the application process is you're able to show a demo. I highly recommend that you do a demo just so they can see what your game is all about, because sometimes a pitch doesn't show everything because it has to be short and sweet. So making a little demo, as you can see, this is what our demo looked like. It was really simple. It doesn't need to be something beautiful. It just needs to be something simple, and it gives a good idea of what your game is all about. As you can see here, the demo is not our final product. You probably saw that from the earlier screenshot. So essentially create a demo that's going to give away what your game is all about. Uh, Remember, they don't have all day to play your game. You need to make it so that their first few minutes while playing the game, it gives them a good idea of what the game is all about. For us, what we did was you are the mayor. You're going to complete different tasks for these villagers while creating your own little town. I don't have video or anything just because it's really old and I don't want to look at it. So, but essentially what it did was it showed, all right, you're able to collect money, you're able to sell different stuff, and you are able to complete goals and build your own town. We just use placeholder objects. Nothing needed to be final, nothing needed to be beautiful. Um, I've seen teams who've wanted to like create their own little QA testers for the demo. It's not needed. It just needs to be able to show that this is what your game is all about. You're able to create it in 3 weeks. It doesn't need to be beautiful. Like the UI doesn't have to look 10 out of 10, chef's kiss, all that kind of jazz. And it just needs to get to the point and show this is what your game is all about. Okay? Not so hard. Maybe overwhelming at first, but working together as a team will solve a lot of the overwhelmment, and you'll be able to create your own demo. I 100%, as I brought up, agree that you should create a demo. It will give you a big boost because it shows that you do have progress, and it shows that you are willing to create this game, and it shows, the most important, it's viable and it's something that they want. All right. On to from the application process, you will be moving onward to the interview process if they do like your game idea. From my experience, the Summer Accelerator program, the Summer Accelerator part, it's one of the most popular ones. From what I've heard from managers, there's over 1,000 people who apply. And of those 1,000 people, there's only 25 teams that are selected to go onto the interview process, and each team has a max of 5 people. It's really competitive, so you have to make sure you can stand out. So hopefully, if you do well in the application process, you will go on to the interview process. The interview process is where you'll sit down with program managers and show a pitch video of your game to give them a better sense of what your game is all about and who is on your team. What you'll be doing during this pitch is you're going to be giving the details of your team members. You're going to give an elevator pitch, as well as showing a 12-week roadmap. This part is really important because you want to show that you're able to actually work on this game within 12 weeks. And you'll be able to show that you're able to accomplish something by the end of the program, and what goals are going to be accomplished throughout the program in order to get there. And if there's any current progress, which you can use your demo for, show that too, because it'll show that you are willing to create this game. You're not just creating this game for the accelerator program. You're creating this because you want to create something, but you want to have a little help and then some sort of incentive to create it. Right? Some examples of what your presentation slides may look like are what we created on the screen. As you can see, we showed some current progress. Uh, in our game, we showed just like there's some sort of map exploration, even though it isn't like the final thing, it does show it. There is interactivity with like the NPCs. You'll be talking to NPCs to create different, not to create, to accomplish different goals that are needed, as well as there's a little placement system so that you can essentially place different floorings, different objects just from like a catalog of stuff that we created. You also will be showing like for us, we showed like different like plan systems. So we wanted like combat, we wanted expansive dialogue with NPCs, skinned meshes, increasing the player creativity, etc. Showing that there is going to be tech used in your game is really important too, because they love that. They really enjoy seeing, for instance, if like you're going to use let's say layered clothing, showing that you're going to use that kind of technology in your game or it being a big part of your game will help your team stand out. And as you can see at the bottom, showing just some sort of timeline of what you're going to do. Uh, some tips for creating this, like the presentation. Avoid word heavy presentations. You should just have images, few lines of text, and your presentation itself, whoever's speaking upon that slide, should be explaining the details. They like it when there's pretty images, essentially. Don't make it boring because you want to stand out. They will ask you questions too if there's time remaining. For us, our question was, what kind of social aspect are you going to be implementing into our game? They want to see that this game is going to fit on Roblox. It's not going to be something that's just not going to, because why would they want to invest in your team? So we talked about how with our social aspect, you're able to work together through monsters, etc. So just making sure that your team stands out and you're able to create this viable game will help you get through it. And hopefully, if everything goes well, you'll get the pretty cool email that says you have been accepted into the accelerator program. So yeah, let me take a look at the QA. I'm like flying through this. All right. Maziad asked, what type of game genres would be best for the accelerator programs for people? Oh, for people who are looking for specific genres that are specific to them. The accelerator program doesn't have like a set genre that they're looking for. They accept all kinds of games. Like in our class, we had a Tower of Hell kind of game. We had an exploration game. We had an RPG. We had like a round based game, an educational game. They're looking at all kinds of areas. They're not just looking at like one specific genre. So you can apply with any type of game. You just need to prove that it is viable. Would you need a resume during the application process? No. You won't need a resume. All you'll just need to do is introduce yourself, what you do on the community, and what do you do. It's not anything specific. Right. And then I'll answer one more question. Is there an efficient way to find the right team members? So my tip is if you have an existing team, ask that team if they want to do the accelerator program because they love it if you have worked together before. In our case, we haven't really worked together before, but we knew each other from before from different events and different stuff. So we wanted to create a team among those 5 people. Um, Essentially, make sure that everyone is dedicated, everyone is passionate towards this game, no hesitancy, because if there's anyone who is hesitant, it is going to be a downside to your team and it's going to put you all at a disadvantage, especially when you get to the point where you're going to be working on this game. So ensuring that you have everyone on board to the game is going to be really good. Everyone is learning, by the way. So if there's someone who isn't as good on a certain skill, the accelerator program is meant to be a place for learning. Like I know one of the one of our team members, she did 2D art, but she wanted to learn about 3D modeling. So she had the opportunity to learn about 3D modeling and getting help from that. And she was able to create different monsters for our own game. So everyone is willing to learn. Uh, Another example I would say is for me, I didn't really know much about object oriented programming. It was something I really wanted to do, but it looked really scary to me. So I learned well, actually before the accelerator program, but during the accelerator program, I used it for the majority of the code bases that we had to create. I thought it was something that was really like it was efficient, it was really organized. You were able to catch any of the issues that you're having super quickly, and it helps avoid a lot of memory leaks that will occur. So everyone's just learning, giving people the chance, and being patient with those people will help make your team shine, of course. All right, let me check the chat. All right. Let's go on to the next slide. So I'll be talking from this point what it's like to be an accelerator, because there are a lot of things that go on as an accelerator that isn't said when it's first posted. So this should give you like a really good idea of what we do, what will happen during the accelerator program. So let's get into it. So as when you're an accelerator, you're going to have different types of meetings each week. Some weeks will have more meetings than the other. Some weeks are just bare. It really depends on what's happening. So essentially, what you're able to do, or what you'll be attending, essentially, is our weekly stand-ups. Weekly stand-ups are meetings where everyone talks about what they're doing that week and what are some of the goals that you're going to be trying to accomplish. They want to hear an update about what you're doing. So this kind of meeting is really important. You should always attend this meeting and all meetings, please, because it shows that you care for the program. Um, every week there will be a public and private lunch chat table chat. So what those are essentially is the public lunch table chats are meetings where you will talk with Roblox staff members and try out people's games to gain feedback and interact with each other. These are really important just so that, like, if you are having any sort of issue or you want to see if there's any bugs, Roblox staff are there to help you and give feedback, as well as your peers in your own class. Private lunch table chats are where you meet with another team. I encourage this so much because it does help you. You have like a little one on one session with one team, and you each play their own game. You talk about the development, what are some of the plans, if there's any feedback, any bugs. I 100% recommend that you do interact with other teams. They are your best friends. They are going to be the ones who are going to help you along the journey. Interacting with them is going to essentially boost your confidence, makes you feel better when you're talking with other teams. I know we talked with many different teams. They gave like their help. Like I had an issue one time where data wasn't working the way I wanted to, and we all sat down and we looked through the code, and eventually we found out what the issue was. It gives you like a really nice bonding time. So I 100% recommend it. Each week, sometimes you'll have a presentation or talk. These talks are essentially what will help grow your game in the future. While I can't really explain what some of the talks are, I can give you like the general, like one of the talks was about an economy in your game, or talking about like PR, those kind of talks, just so that you can get a better understanding of what the perspective on your game. You will have the opportunity to talk to not different teams and different Roblox staff members about your game, just so that you can improve different aspects of your game, so that you can have a really successful launch. And then the last few weeks is, to me, it was really stressful, but to others, they winged it. I don't know how, but the last few weeks, you're going to have presentations in front of the whole company. So, what you'll be doing is you'll have this tech presentation and this general presentation. The tech presentation is going to be talking about the technical side of your game, where you're going to be talking about different parts of your game, such as like the different APIs, different services, what you had to do to accomplish certain things, any blockers. And what the scariest part of this to me was at first was it's in front of the CEO, Dave. So essentially, he will be taking all the notes that he can about what was going on in your game, what tech were you using, and if there were any blockers. usually what they'll do is they'll communicate that within the company and fix them. While I can't really explain what was said in it, that's what happens. And of course, every single week you'll be grinding on your game, you'll be working, you'll be trying to create it. Every week you would have like a list of things that you were gonna do, or not every week, every single day, you'll have something to do. You'll have to list out what you're gonna be doing, what you're gonna try to accomplish, any goals, any what are the accomplishments, any blockers, anything that will show that you're doing your work, you're doing your job. Yes, it was very nerve-wracking when I spoke to Dave, or when our presentation went up there, because it was like, "Oh my god, this man is looking through it." The general presentation, I forgot to talk about that part. General presentation is essentially your game as a whole. That one isn't in front of Dave, but it's in front of the whole entire company. They will be listening to it. They'll give their feedback if they have any questions. And yeah, it's a fun time when you go through those presentations because you feel so accomplished. Um, While interning at Roblox, I had a few things that had come up, and I thought I would communicate it to all of you, just some tips so that when you go in, you got something behind your back. I 100% recommend a healthy work-life balance. I'm very hypocritical when I say this, but it's very true. I used to work every single day for like 12 hours, which is not good because you're not having that sort of life balance in place. You're just working and working and working, which is not good. And it's going to put you in a burnout. We don't want that. It happens to everyone. Everyone will face the burnout at some point during the accelerator program, but it's up to you on how you're going to recover and how you're going to continue working because you don't want to completely stop. Next, be sure to communicate everything. It's super important. Communication is like one of the number one things that they're looking for. You're going to be interacting with different program managers, different teams, different everything. You need to be able to communicate. One of the best parts as to the program is you gain access to the Slack channel where you get to talk to different Roblox staff if you're having issues, different things that you're having issues with, or different features. So I 100% recommend you take advantage of that and communicate it. Um, and ensure that the, like, issues that you're having is game related. It isn't like a program that's going away or anything. Be sure to talk about something that's happening within your game that is urgent, or you're just having issues in general. Like for me, I got to ask about the catalog because I was having issues trying to create a system where it wouldn't rate limited, which means like you're not requesting for the catalog hundreds and hundreds of times every second. You don't want that, or you'll get rate limited, which will prevent you from continuing. So I got some feedback on how to create a better system for that, which was really helpful. Um, I 100% recommend also interacting with other teams, as I brought up. It allows you to get to know them. They'll be there to help you. They aren't going to just leave you. One of the biggest tips I have, though, is do not wait. Please test out your game as early as possible. It does not need to look pretty. It does not need to look like Chef's Kiss. I don't know, something Nintendo. I don't know. It doesn't need to look beautiful. It needs to get to the point, and it shows you can use literal bricks to show out what your prototype is, and try to get feedback as soon as possible. What our team did a lot was we tried to test out a lot more on the build mode system because we wanted to make it as smooth as possible. We didn't want it so that there's issues or anything. We want players to have a good time using it because it is a big part of our game where you get to build your own town. So be sure to test your game as early as possible. You can do so by attending public lunch tables, uh, having a little QA subsection of your game, that kind of stuff. Um, Another part I thought would be really important is to interact with your own team and keeping each other accountable. There are times where your own team may just start to fall off the grid, and you don't want that. So, being sure to communicate with your own team, keeping each other accountable is really important because it shows that you do care and you do care about everything within your game like development. For us, what we did was every single day we would call at least once or twice just because like, we're really close. We care about each other. We care about the game. So being able to talk to each other while creating the game as well as talking about our lives, it's a nice experience, and it it helps grow a bond within your own team. And the final bullet point is meet with staff members about your game's progress and feedback. We did this a lot with our own project. Our first week, we had to take a step back to look at a smaller scope for a game because we were looking at a huge and a large like range. So what we did was we got to meet with game designers and our own and our own program manager to discuss about some of the features that we should keep in our game. What should we be looking forward to most and try to create just so that we can release our game, because if we hadn't done that, we wouldn't have released our game. And it's really important that you do release your game because it shows that you want to get this out there. Because what happens is a lot of teams after the accelerator program, because they're no longer being paid, they just kind of step back and they're like, well, I'm not being paid. Why would I want to release this game? And they kind of stop it. So, and they don't like that. Don't do that. Get your game out there. Yeah. So, those are some of the tips I had while interning at Roblox. And the best tip of all, I have to repeat this 1,000 times because it's happened during our own class. We don't want that. Do not procrastinate. Please do not procrastinate. They don't like it. It will make you look bad and it will possibly not give you future opportunities. Set goals and essentially get her done. Have the mindset that you will be releasing this game. A lot of people are just sometimes have the mindset of, I'm not going to release this game. This game is not going to come out. This game is just going to fail. This game is going to die. No, we don't want that. We want this game to get out. We want the best for the game, and we want to continue working on it afterwards. And if if after the 12 weeks for us, we essentially got the chance to release our game. And hopefully it will release for y'all's game once you get to that certain point. Although we didn't have like the best launch that we wanted, it gave us a good idea of that people are interested in this game and we will continue working on this game. They love to see that you're going to continue working on this game. You're not going to give up on it. You're not going to move on with your life or anything. And we plan to do a lot of updates so that this game will continue to grow. And this game will be hopefully grown to the point where you might see it on the front page. Because if you didn't know, a lot of the front page games that you're seeing were accelerator games. A few of them I can think of are like Adopt Me. Adopt Me was a accelerator game, or Bad Business was another one. So hopefully, if you have that mindset where you'll be able to release your game, uh, hopefully it'll become successful. So yeah, I like flew through that, but thank you so much. I will go and continue going through the QA. Um, One thing I wanted to bring up before you leave, if anyone wants to leave, there will be a feedback form that will be sent to your emails. Please, 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 please fill it out. Don't be too biased. Please give your thoughts on what this presentation is because I want to continue growing and creating better events to get people in. So, yeah, awesome. All right, let's begin through the QA because there's a lot. I can see it. All right, so a question from Masyad was for some going into college or going to college in the upcoming years, what time during the year be the would be the best for availability, and what year during college would be best? Ooh, okay. So as I brought up earlier, the summer one is one of the most popular one, just because no one's really in school. We applied for the summer one because 4 out of 5 of our team members are in college. It doesn't really matter when you're going to apply. Like I applied when I was a freshman in college. Another person's a junior, sophomore, senior, all of the above. It doesn't really matter when. You just need to be able to have time set aside. Don't apply don't aim to do a program while you're in college. Like don't try to balance school and um, accelerator because you'll get really overwhelmed because it is a time consuming event. You will be working every single day except weekends. But ironically, we worked on weekends. So, right. For developers under 18, are they allowed to contribute to accelerator games? Because I'm assuming Roblox wouldn't allow them to be directly associated with development. Um, that's a good question. I'm not sure, but if you are under 18, you're not able to be in the accelerator program. You have to be 18 plus. You could contribute to the game, but I wouldn't recommend it until after the accelerator program, just so that they're not associated with the Roblox Accelerator program. I know that there was a team that had like they had the 5 people on their team, but they had, like, a whole company behind it. So, I don't know what their reaction was to that, but I thought that was interesting. But, it's honestly, it's up to you. Next question from Alliance Loser. If you attend the accelerator program, do you officially if you attend the accelerator program, do you officially become a Roblox accelerator? If you get into the if you get accepted in through the application and interview process and you accept the offer of becoming an accelerator, then you become an official summer accelerator or fall accelerator or whatever time of year accelerator. Next question. How do you receive the icon and where can you see it, as well as the crown? So the icon is given when you're in the program. It's seen in the leaderboard. You'll be added to this Roblox interns group. It's up to you if you want to be added to it, but you'll see it in the leaderboard. You only have it while you are an accelerator. Once you are done with the accelerator program, your icon goes away. The crown is given only if you participate in the accelerator program and you have successfully completed. Virat asked, did you make any lasting connections with Roblox staff or still have any connections to the program? I have. I do not like I'm not someone that's just like there to ask them a question and be like, all right, moving on with my life. No, I want to create connections so that I can reach them in the future. I was able to talk to a lot of the game designer staff members who became like really we became really good like acquaintances with each other. I knew some of them before the program, so that was like a really nice plus. So it was really fun talking to them. Highly recommend that you try to create connections, people that you'll be able to reach out to if you're having any issues or any problems. After the accelerator program, you're always able to talk to these staff members. It isn't locked to only within the accelerator program time. So yeah. From Dispeller, I thought it was at 3:39 Was the second? Yes, this is all being recorded. It will be added later. Um, the speller also asked, does the program require your game to hit a specific concurrent player count? No. You can create a game that isn't real. Well, a lot of teams usually create a game that isn't released. So there isn't really a concurrent player account. A lot of people are given a chance who haven't really got to release a front page game an opportunity to create their own game. It's not locked to people who are popular and famous and seen everywhere on billboards. No, no. It's given everyone has equal opportunity to become an accelerator. You just need to show that you are interested and care about the game, and you will create something that is viable and is able to be created within 3 months. Is the accelerator program the only way of having an internship at Roblox? No. The accelerator program is one of the internships at Roblox. There are different internships, like there's a software engineering internship, there's a marketing internship, there's a design internship, art internship, there's a bunch of internships. The accelerator one is more developer oriented, while the other ones are more Roblox ended ones. You mentioned that your team had to present a 12-week roadmap. Did your team have to meet any deadlines? What happens if you fail to meet the deadline? So you have to show that you're able to create this game in 12 weeks. Our team created deadlines like based on quarters of the program just to show that like we're trying to stay on track. We're trying to get to a certain point with our game and release. If you don't hit the deadline, it does put you at a not in a bad disadvantage, but it does put you behind, which is something that you want to be careful about because you do want to release this game. You don't want to just create it and be like, anyways, we're done, moving on, forget this game. No, no, we don't want that. So, try to accomplish deadlines. There's always going to be cases where you couldn't finish something. Our own team had those kind of issues where we couldn't finish the deadlines or get meet the deadlines on time, but we were able to recoup and get to that certain point. My voice is becoming scratchy. That's not good. Is the program remote or do you need to go to San Francisco or San Mateo? Sorry, not San Francisco. That's for RDC. Sorry. Program for me was remote and the fall one is remote. I'm assuming they're going to be sticking with remote. I don't know in the future if they're going to allow it for to be in person. I really wanted it to be in person because it's really cool, but it wasn't. So to be determined. It will be announced when the post is made on the dev forum. You said to get a crown, you need to participate. Does that mean we get since we are participating? If so, how long does it? You get the domino crown when you are done with the accelerator program. You finished the whole entire program. You participated in it. Uh, you get another crown if you shipped your game too. What is the best way to know people who would be great for the accelerator program and get your name out there to potentially be part of the program? Showing that you have grown a lot on the program and showing that you have created fascinating experiences, or just showing that you are willing to learn, or showing that you are someone that will get the work done and you've created these wonderful works, will put you at a good position. For me, I haven't really released anything that's hit or front page or whatever. I am able to create different games uh, based on specific genres. So, for me, I was able to talk about how I was able to create my own like little rare mystery game within a year and release it, even though it wasn't the best that I wanted. I did show that I was able to create it, and I did get an opportunity to show some video and some screenshots of it. So, just showing that you're able to create different stuff, you're able to release something eventually, hopefully, it will just put you in a good position. Okay. Let me check the general chat. Are anyone with any last minute questions? We are like 25 minutes early. I'm not good at like timing when events are done. I'm just like, I think an hour is good enough. I will wait just a few minutes. I hope that the presentation was really informing. It gave you a good idea of what the accelerator program is all about, what they're looking for, and hopefully you'll become an accelerator in the future. All right, cool. If you are interested, and whenever you have the opportunity, you can view our accelerator game right here. The game does have a few bugs here and there. We're working to improve it, make it a lot better, identify the core loop a lot more. So you can give it a go, check it out, see what you think about it. So yeah. Thank you all so much for attending the event. As I said, it is recorded. I will be posting it ASAP. Um, you'll receive an email pretty soon with feedback. Please fill it out. Give your thoughts about what you thought about the event, any ways for me to improve it. Uh, and that's all I have. Awesome. Alrighty. And if you want to stay in touch with me, you can follow me on Twitter at WooleyWool. 1 second. Follow me like that. Awesome. Alrighty. Thank you all so much. I will be ending the event. Have a good one, and best of luck for applying to the Accelerator program. If you have any questions, you can reach me through the developer forum, and I will be able to give you some insights to better yourselves when you're applying. So, yeah, awesome. Bye.